So many basic courses about English linguistics and vocabulary, and certainly my own, talk about Grimm's law in two different parts. We have part one, where p becomes f, t becomes th, and k becomes h. And in linguistic terms, this means that voiceless stops, these three initial sounds, become voiceless fricatives, these three sounds. Likewise, part two says that maybe if it exists, b becomes p, d becomes t, and g becomes k. Again, in linguistic terms, that means that voiced stops become voiceless stops. There's also a third part of Grimm's law that some intro courses teach, but they don't really do so from a linguistic standpoint. And these have to do with the Proto-Indo-European voiced aspirate stops, this b, d, and g. Well, b, as we've seen, just becomes a regular b, and so on. We lose the aspiration of these voiced stops as these sounds enter Proto-Germanic and therefore English. Now, remember that the Latin, Greek, and Sanskrit don't always line up, or at least it's not immediately clear how they line up with these. So that means that it's harder to teach this part of Grimm's law without going into the Proto-Indo-European background. So we've seen all of these examples before, but just as a reminder, our Proto-Indo-European bher, an aspirated B, becomes a non-aspirated B in English. Likewise, the word for brother, we have an aspirated D at the end of the root for red, becoming D. And we have this aspirated G at the start of this word for stranger, coming out as G, a non-aspirated G. So these examples with these voiced aspirate stops show the third part of Grimm's law.